Hi everyone, this is Anna Ng from ERA, founder of CENTRIC Property. So today I would like to share more about Skies Miltonia with you. Allow me to share the screen. Right now what you see on the screen is Skies Miltonia. All right, and this is the facade. Skies Miltonia is a project that is stated as a private condominium and is estimated to have TOP from 2016 and a total of 420 units. For the developer, it's actually done by TG Development, and a few iconic projects that they have done so far: St. Patrick's Residences, the Olive at Balmoral, and Lloyd 65, mostly in the District 9 and 10 region. Okay. For TG Development, they have also worked with T Development for the development of the Peak at Cane Hill, 35 Gilstead, and the Peak at Cane Hill 2. Right. So now we'd like to share more with you on the location map of Skies Miltonia. Skies Miltonia actually belongs to the part of Khatib, which is also part of Yishun. So Khatib itself has an MRT station, and for Skies Miltonia is alongside of Yishun Avenue 1, and then you will go into this little road called Miltonia Close. That's especially for these condos over that side, right? So on this part of Yishun, right, I would say it's more along the expensive region, okay, rather than the cheaper region of all the HDB flats, all right? And then, of course, you will see more of like country club, like the Orchid Country Club over here. And then, of course, you will see there's more of other condominiums and ECs as well in this area. Okay, a few to note is like the Shaughnessy and Miltonia Residences as well, all right? And also note that you have this World Academy along this Yishun Avenue 1 as well. It's an international school. Okay, besides that, right, you also know that for this Skies Miltonia, you are actually sort of in a way halfway surrounded by the Lower Pierce Seletar Reservoir Park, and you have access to the parks, the river and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah. So if you were to talk about shopping mall, okay, in Yishun, you have two right now. Okay, one belonging to Wisteria Mall, all right? And then the other one is at North Point. North Point used to be a very small shopping mall, and over the years, it's been extended to a greater version right now. Okay, so there's like North Wing, South Wing, East Wing, West Wing, that kind of thing, all right? And then for the hawker centers, you have one over right at Yishun Park Hawker Center, and the other one that most people know in Yishun will be in Chong Pang Hawker Center and Market. In terms of medical wise, you have a Khoo Teck Puat Hospital right here in Yishun, nearer to Khatib side, and then you also have a polyclinic. All right. So if you wonder, if I were to take an MRT right down to Orchard, how many stops is it? It's a straight path down along the north-south line. Okay, about 8 stops to Orchard Road. Okay, if you were to drive, you will know that you can cross out from Yishun Avenue 1 and hook on to Yishun Avenue 8. That will link you to the Tampines Seletar Expressway, all right? And then it will also bring you to the northeastern part of Singapore. Another point to note is that for the Thomson East Coast Line that is coming, that's already coming up at Springleaf MRT. All right, all this will come into play for connectivity and support for this area. Okay. The good schools in Yishun will be Chongfu, Chongqing High. We also have a few others, and we also have what you call that junior college, all right, in Yishun. So far, I don't see a university yet, but good schools and primary schools, secondary schools are plenty. Coffee shops, eateries are plenty in Yishun, so you would not ever go hungry over there, right? So for some kind of relaxation and eating, you can hop over to Auto that is very near to Khatib MRT. Okay, for that, it's good if you can drive over, or you can also walk over if you want to. So looking at the master plan that the government has planned for Yishun, as we mentioned right now, okay, there is an existing hawker center over at Chong Pang, and then now you have one at Yishun Park, right? Oh yeah, just to point out that you also have Yishun Safra, you know, and then you have Yishun Park and stuff. Okay, so for recreation purpose, okay. So now this is basically what is the plan all about. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the next part. Okay, so now we are looking at the site map of Skies Miltonia. Total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. 8 blocks of high rise. Okay, but you do have a shorter range. If you look over here, okay, the shorter range will be the strata landed units. So this is somehow like a mixed kind of condo development. All right. Okay, you don't just have condominium units, but you also have the strata landed types. And the concept of this development, right, is very much similar to, if you remember our iconic project at Suntec City in Singapore, right? Suntec City, you have this fountain with all the 5 buildings surrounding it, right? So this is something like it. So the unit we have in position right now to sell is actually a 2-bedroom at 710 square feet size. And if you would like to know the unit mix, just for information, there's total of 130 units, 130 units of 2 bedrooms in this whole development. Okay, for 2 bedrooms in particular. But if you were to talk about the entire development, how many units? Is about 420 units. Okay. If you happen to see that we have shops, yes, there is one shop that's actually operating as a supermarket in this development. Okay, so that's 24/7. Okay, now we look at this one here. This is the floor plan of the unit we are marketing. We have a unit at 710 square feet size. So 710 square feet size is actually belonging to type B1A floor plan layout in Skies Miltonia. Right, so actually it's very similar to the 721, but the only difference is more on the balcony side, if you were to notice. Okay. Okay, so I did a very simple breakdown for a Singaporean citizen if you're buying first property, first time. If you're a Singaporean citizen buying first time for your property, a private condo like this, and you purchase it at 800,000, how much is your installment going to cost you every month? If based on 3.5% stress test as guided by MAS guideline, right, and 75% loan to value, okay, so right now your per month, and based on 30 years of tenure, right now your per month will go to about $2,694, right? This is about it over 30 years. But if you were to base on 1.5%, because we all know that right now the bank's interest rates ranges from maybe 1.2 to 1.5, okay, it's variation. So so if you manage to get something at 1.5% interest rate, what could be your monthly installment? It could drop down to about $2,070 per month for a 800,000 property, okay, 2 bedrooms. Just note that you need to pay about 1% option fee in cash, 4% cash as well, exercise fee at your lawyers, and then about 3% stamp duty, and legal fees is estimated about $2,500 for private property transactions. And note that you have a 75% loan from bank. Other little things will be like a valuation report that perhaps the bank may ask you to pay, and some admin costs. Okay, a few things to take note of is, are you going to buy with tenancy or vacant possession? Just note that for private property, we are allowed to sell with tenancy or sell with vacant possession. Okay, so currently the unit we're marketing is actually coming in with a tenancy. But if you would really like to buy with vacant possession, we will need to negotiate with our tenants for you. All right. So it is possible for you to buy over with tenancy and step into the shoes of the landlord to start collecting rental the moment it is completed for your whole process, sales process. All right. So just to take note of the current market standards of seller stamp duty, previously you need to hold about 4 years. Currently it's about 3 years, and on the 4th year you're pretty free to sell, okay, without seller stamp duty. Just to quote, right now is 10th of October 2021. So if you bought way before this, the standards will be different for your seller stamp duty, just to know. Okay. Okay. So you also need to know of your buyer's stamp duty. If this is not your first property that you're buying, then the previous two calculations formula that I've shown you will not apply to your situation. We need to recalculate for you. What happens if you are buying as a second or third or fourth property, right? Your stamp duty will be different. As well as if you're not a Singaporean and you're actually perhaps a PR or foreigner, your stamp duty will also be different, okay? So now we look at the maintenance. So maintenance are things to cover, like, the maintaining of the greenery, the pool, the gym and everything, the whole place for you. Okay, this is payable by the buyers upon completion, just to let you know. Utilities and gas, if you're buying over with vacant possession, utilities and gas will be taken care of by you as a buyer. But if you're buying over with tenancy, and then of course the tenants will be paying for their own set of utilities and gas in the unit itself. Okay, Wi-Fi and TV or whatever, they have to pay for it themselves. All right. Okay, for property tax, it will be in the court of the buyer. All right. Any agent fees, if you're coming in with a buyer agent to purchase a condominium, right, which is a private property, generally buyers for private property do not need to pay for any agent fees. Okay, your agent will be co-broking with us as a seller's agent. Okay, so you do not need to pay for your agent fees, just to note. Okay, so now the entire process timeline. Okay, usually the process goes like that. Once you place in your 1% check offer and your seller accepts and give you an option to purchase, you have 2 weeks to go to your lawyer side to pay up the remaining 4% with your stamp duty. And then the usual practice we commonly do is about 8 weeks from exercise to completion, right? So completion, which means your name will be printed as the owner of the property already. So it's considered a done deal already. Okay, so the whole thing could take about 10 or at max about 12 weeks, right? The shortest possible ever done for my customers I've done is about 6 weeks, but provided that both sides are all using cash in the property transactions and everything. No CPF involved. Okay. But again, if you want to hurry up and speed through the process, you definitely need to check with your own lawyers again. Or if not, I will recommend you lawyers. All right. So it's a case-to-case basis. Right. So a little bit about me. I'm actually working as a paralegal in my younger days for the law firms. I was a credit collections officer. I'm also an auto balance transfer in sales for the banks, as well as insurance before I come into real estate. So combining all my past work experiences, I hope to give a better valued service to my customers, a more well-rounded service throughout. All right. Okay. If you would like to get in touch with me, feel free to come to me, contact me via my website, my social media link, or my mobile number, right? Okay. Okay, we have come to the end of the presentation. If you would like me to help you to do out the calculations with respect to your situation, perhaps you're buying your second property, or perhaps you're a foreigner, right? So your like I mentioned, your ABSD, which is additional buyer stamp duty, and what not so change. Okay, so if that's the case, I will need to work out the sums for you again, just to make sure that everything is watertight. Okay, so I thank you for your time in watching my video here, and I look forward to hearing from you again. Thanks again. This is Anna Ng from ERA, founder of CENTRIC Property. Bye-bye.